skin for the coveted. Oh,
Yeah, seriously,
right.
Can we move the name tags? I'm not happy with.
with the sex appeal of this stream.
You know, the name tag placement is
Here.
not the most flexible thing, and let's move on. All right, welcome to Rollin In It. I'm Kennedy Cooper. These are my terrible friends, and we're gonna play
awful.
an excellent role-playing game, but we're gonna play it badly. Just want to be clear, it's not the game's fault; it's our fault. We are returning to the world of Scum and Villainy once again. We are back, and basically, let's just recap everything that's happened a little bit, but especially last session. So, y'all are a bunch of criminal masterminds, and you were in prison. You broke out together. You stole a space tugboat, took off to make your own fortune. You went to the space colony cluster known as Galileo at Lagrange 4 between Earth and Luna, also known as the Moon. And when you got there, you thought, hey, we're freaking broke. I mean, first you partied it up for a few days because, you know, freedom and all that. But then you thought, we're freaking broke. Let's find some work. So the work that you found, there is a company called Biomation that is basically looking for kind of any prototype, anything that they can get from Nova Dynamics, but they're looking for a few things in particular. And they're paying people to, you know, go procure these items from their competitor. Biomation and Nova Dynamics, of course, are competing over the highly lucrative space phone market.
How are you going to get your space emails?
How are you going to get your space email?
Space pictures. Get on space Instagram.
How are you going to get your space email? People don't think about this stuff. That's where Nova Dynamics comes in. But
is it called Space Snapchat or Snap Space?
It's actually called Space Chat.
Nice.
Gotta get your Gar through your heat phone.
It's a ubiquitous brand purely because nobody could think of anything more reductionist.
Yes. So Biomation, you heard, was hiring people to steal prototypes from Nova Dynamics. There's a few things in particular that they're looking for. One of them is the OS, the new OS for their space phones. 7.9 Snow Eagle, currently in development. And the plan that y'all had come up with was they have a research facility towards the end of the colony that you're hanging out on. By the way, the name of this colony, in case you forgot, is the Everlasting Macadamia. At the end of the colony are like some agricultural areas and also clusters of sort of like little corporate parks. And in one of the corporate parks is a large R&D facility belonging to Nova Dynamics. And this is one of 3 facilities. We'll get more into this in a second. This is one of 3 facilities that is developing the new Space Phone OS 7.9 Snow Eagle.
I want to take a quick moment and say, one, it would have been more reductive to go with Space Apple and Space Google, just to start with. So we did sort of just stay off
but we can't put that on a t-shirt.
When you said Snow Eagle, I like 100% unquestioningly accepted you were actually ripping off the new name of the new Mac OS. I just assumed you were just doing it straight up. Like,
and second, Kennedy, as an adult child, I'm very impressed you decided to go with 7.9.
Well, 6.9 is the one that's currently in use. You see,
that's nice.
That's what's on your phone right now.
It is sold for a century because they just didn't need to update the marketing. They were like, yeah, no, it still sends space emails. You get space texts. You can call people. It's fine.
There's like 17 decimal points in the version number because nobody wanted to move up to 7.
It's like, no, it's too much. I'm like, look, it's the end of an era. We're gonna move forward eventually.
Yeah, they're actually at version 6.9.4.2.0.3.14, etc., etc.
Yeah, Nova Dynamics Space Phone OS 6.9 Flesh Snake. Let's move on.
Oh, let's not forget that it is not that illegal
I feel called out.
doing crime for a corporation.
I don't think that. Let's move on.
In the far
Um,
future,
what
it
we've
is
done just
mandatory
now
to
is
commit
more of a
corporate
crime
crimes.
than that.
There's corporate parks, and in one of them, Nova Dynamics has a large R&D facility. Again, this is one of the 3 facilities where any work on this OS is allowed to be done because there's a lot of security surrounding it, and most of their branches don't work on this prototype stuff that requires high security. The facility itself is a lot of large glass dome structures. The inside is kind of open-ish. We'll get more into that in a second. But you know that there's a lot of security, and that also it's just in general like a place that was made for security to operate without, interruption or, with a lot of ease.
There's a lot of
so to
vantage
speak.
points, a lot of glass surfaces, a lot of surveillance in general, checkpoints.
There's some other security
corridors.
features we'll talk about in a minute. Yeah, but so the
It's like
plan
your
to
average high
get
school.
y'all in had basically relied upon Teeth blackmailed a beta tester for the new OS and used that blackmail to get a reference to get Brett a job as an intern at Nova Dynamics. So for the last 2 weeks, Brett has been working at Nova Dynamics undercover, preparing for the night of the big heist when he would help the rest of you get in to steal this OS. Before we talk about Brett in a second, I want to talk about what the last 2 weeks have been like for you. To help us kind of set the scene here, and you can also y'all can assume that this 2 week time, maybe some of your flashbacks might fall in it, things like that. Before we get any further, though, I want to do one quick thing. We have one character swap for this session. We do not have our sweet, lovable crime dog, murdering dog. Instead, we have a murdering skeleton.
What?
Joe, would you please introduce Al K. Hall? And just
Al K. Hall.
really quick, before you do, though, I just want to remind both the players and the audience that, this is a game where people might switch up characters a lot. Characters might come and go, come back and, in a time or whatever. So that's just going to be the way things are. But yeah, so Al K. Hall, what the heck are you? Who are you? What's your story?
Hi there. My name is Al K. Hall. I am a skeleton. Unfortunately, I had an AI embedded in me that decided to delete itself and keep me as its consciousness. So now I'm stuck in here. This crazy fucking body. Ooh, this crazy body of mine. I forgot.
Like 8 minutes in.
I know. I already messed up.
Your accent seems to be falling apart right under your feet, much like all of your tendons.
Yeah, we've been live for 8 minutes.
This
No
is
one
how
is
my
watching
life
anymore.
has been torn apart. Yes, I am a muscle. I'm a very scary skeleton.
So Al K. Hall is this.
You can just say skeleton next time.
Is this scary skeleton guy that was among the people that broke out with you? Because as we mentioned, you had like a whole crew of people to help you get the ship out of there. Manning one of these ships is significant, takes a fair bit of crew. So, Al K. Hall is one of the people that broke out with you. You're not entirely sure you agreed to let him break out with you because he's really dangerous.
We just brought everyone along who had a distinctive look.
Frankly, I find a ripped skeleton kind of suspicious. So,
Wait, a ripped skeleton?
How's he doing that?
So he's
Yeah.
not all flesh and bones?
So he's all bones.
He's all bones, no flesh.
Yeah, but he's strong.
But still,
how's he so strong though?
There's nanobots.
calcium.
I take calcium supplements.
Well,
from
that's
my
just your
house
vice, though. You don't need that.
It's like
And
magic,
juicing
but
on
it's
vitamin
technology.
It's a prescription calcium supplement. So you can't get it over the counter. You got to get it a prescription.
No, it's those nanobots that the AI infused into the bones that makes him strong. Those calcium supplements are his vice. He's trying to trick you into giving him more calcium supplements. Don't listen to him.
Please stop.
Prescription nanobots.
Calcium. He is too powerful.
Do not
Orderlies
feed the
cannot restrain
skeleton.
him.
For the record, the calcium supplements that he's addicted to are not the kind you can get over the counter.
Not after space midnight.
These are the kind that can kill you.
Calcium is so good. Why haven't they made calcium?
No, that was not enough of that. Hold on.
That's terrifying, but probably very
That's what alcohol looks like. It's all bone.
All bones.
Have strong
All
bones.
bone
He
muscle.
is strong bones.
Is strong bone.
It's strong bones, baby.
All right, so alcohol's coming on this mission. However, just because Groucho left, you can still call on. It doesn't mean you can still call on the services of Lil Nuts for surveillance purposes. His gang.
He hangs out in my rib cage. That's mainly where he hangs out now.
Okay, fair enough.
Not a
Mr.
big fan.
K. Hall in
Thank you in
the
advance.
Anyone
Fan
needs a
art
refresher, Lil Nuts is the squirrel gangster that psychically communicates into your mind. Very intrusive and kind of uncomfortable when it happens to you, by the way.
Very intrusive.
Mr. K. Hall, I got a question for you.
Yes.
How many times have small animals used your ribcage as a xylophone?
Quite a number. Quite a number of times.
Do you
This is
find
a
it
normal
humiliating or secretly thrilling?
Chilling is the word I would use.
Chilling,
Horrendous.
okay, yeah.
Another word.
Bone chilling?
Scary skeleton.
To the bones.
When you get punched in the face,
Waka waka.
does your head
It would
like
be real
rotate all around?
Graves moment right there. I don't really know how to describe it. Uncomfortable.
Is Mr. K. Hall attached to us in any way?
Yeah, he's from the
hip.
From the
He's
crew.
barely even attached to
Yeah,
himself.
Are we gonna do a connection question?
Al, you do know someone here from before prison, actually. I did forget about that. Yeah, that's right. Al, I don't feel very creative. You had a podcast with somebody here. Who was it? And what was the podcast about?
The legalization of the prescription calcium supplements that I so desperately desire.
Oh, okay. Who here did you do that podcast with?
It was teeth. It was most definitely teeth.
Yeah, that sounds like a teeth drift.
The legalization of calcium falls under Teeth's broad belief that everything should be legal, but only things that he is allowed to sell.
What was
Teeth-
the biggest ad read between you two? Like, what was your main sponsor?
Yeah, who was your main sponsor, Teeth, for the podcast?
Purple Chew.
Purple Chew.
Purple Chew. Another illegal product. Well, it wasn't illegal at the time, though.
Wait, was Purple Chew like a sexual enhancer or?
Oh, it's an everything enhancer.
No, it actually Purple Chew reduces sexual enjoyment.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah,
enhances
actually,
everything except sexual pleasure.
Do not enjoy Purple Chew with Blue Chew. You will die.
Look,
That's
on
like having a
Mercury, it's
smartphone.
very fashionable to have unsatisfying sex. It's just the in thing right now with the kids. Don't worry about it.
Well,
In
also,
the
there's that
future,
pill
yeah.
you can take where both of you take it, and that's how you have sex. You just take a pill and you sit there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No
very
one's seen
strange.
Barbarella, but it's a really weird movie.
Oh no!
Oh God,
no!
Didn't they do that in something else recently?
The
I
Digital
vaguely remember it as
Underground
some
did
sort of
that
hot
in a
hot
very
thing.
famous album.
It was in Demolition Man.
That's a
That's the one, that's the
same,
one.
Same, yeah.
It's a good investment. What can I
He
say?
does that too. That's his granddaughter, I like to believe.
And they were like, put on this hat, and they did, and they were like, this is terrible.
So wait, is Alki Hall wearing like a Purple Chew T-shirt, or
any clothes, really?
I would hope.
I mean, mainly
What do you care?
I
It's not
wear
like it's
a
hanging
suit.
anything out there. It's a skeleton.
Maybe
I
that's
wear
why-
a suit and a tie and
Maybe that's
some
why
pants.
Al went to jail.
most of the time
Public
pants.
indecency.
All right, let's get this.
Yeah,
Let's
sorry.
get this back on track a little bit. Okay,
We have
so
a heist going on.
Brett, feel free to contribute some details to this, and also anyone else can as well, of course, always.
Oh,
But,
about the internship?
But Brett, I'm going to describe a little bit of what the last 2 weeks have been like to you. And this will help just kind of set the stage for what kind of facility y'all are breaking into. So, Brett, from the minute that you arrived there, you were moved into the Nova Dynamics dormitory. It's very nice. The dorms themselves are largely underground, except for the suites for like the top level managers at the facility, which are above ground.
It means not you.
Yeah, not you. You're like level 7. It's pretty down there. That's basement level. B7. I want to be clear.
Yeah, but they have the highest quality artificial sunlight windows, so like.
But I was
really
gonna
complain.
say the dorm itself is pretty nice. And also like there's tons of recreation facilities. Timelines are not strict. You are allowed to come and go as you please. And
Yeah, but why would you?
You don't
Like they got the
strictly
mess
have to
hall.
stay. Yeah,
It has, the mess hall has like all of the nutritional pills you could ask for. They even have 3 different flavors. They have
four flavors on Friday.
yeah.
Hey,
Don't forget
4 Flavor Friday!
Friday.
On
Exactly.
Friday, they also have just like a bucket of Purple Chew because it really, if you take 2 every hour, it actually increases your coding ability.
It's
On
called macro
Tuesdays-
dosing.
Yeah, on Tuesdays they just straight up inject you with heroin.
Technically, Purple Chew is prescription now, but like as you approach the Purple Chew dispenser, you just receive a prescription via your employer.
Yeah, there's a hologram of a doctor, and it says you could use some Purple Chew. And if you look at your data pad, it's just there. The prescription's right there.
But if you look closely at the irises of the eyes of the hologram, it says brought to you by Purple Chew, not a real doctor.
Yeah,
So-
It is a
so
Purple Chew
Is
sponsored
there any way we
hologram
could get in on
AI
the Purple
doctor.
Chew delivery truck?
However, the Purple Chew sponsored hologram AI doctor did pass all of the metrics as set by the government. So
yeah, so like who can
Who
stop
can-
him?
who can
No one can
say?
stop him.
It's
Um,
legal. I mean,
also, they've saved hundreds of lives. So you do have to consider that. Because people just have strokes in front of the Purple Chew dispenser for some reason.
Yeah.
There's a medical hologram there and it helps.
Yeah.
Um,
So what's important to remember is that Brett is not a software developer and is terrible at coding. So for the past 2 weeks, he has been doing the world's most okay ventriloquism act with the parasitic AI in his back. So all of these conversations he's been having with like developers and his internship interview, he was like a quarter second delayed on what he was saying. And when they asked him, he was just like, yeah, I'm buffering. I'm sorry. And for some reason, they bought that.
A lot of people have faulty implants. That's just unfortunately all too common.
Interns can't afford very good implants.
I mean, I knew some people that would fake having a buffer so that they would be hired for a job, which were implant only.
So basically, like, luckily it hasn't been too hard to bluff your way through it because, like I said, the atmosphere is kind of laid back. Like they have like major deadlines that they're working towards to some extent, but even with those, they're kind of like they basically seem to have this philosophy of like it's done when it's done, and like a lot of the time, like the coders are just spending half the day like playing ping pong, getting drunk, fucking sitting around in floating chairs. You check their laptop to see what they're working on. It's porn. It's not coding.
So, despite the fact that Brett only spends 10 minutes at his keyboard every day, he has blown past every single assigned ticket because he just plugs himself in and Janus instantly does all the assignments.
By the way, before the 2 weeks is over, you get a little commendation that you're in the top 5% of Nova Dynamics interns, and that you're likely being considered for a full-time position.
You get a small plexiglass cube in your food parcel that indicates this.
Yeah, it's pretty great, honestly.
So, so like things are like kind of nice, but like I said, you can come and go as you please to an extent. However, anytime you want to leave or come back, there's an extensive security check. You get scanned by like a hyper harmonic field that is meant to detect like pretty much any unauthorized or named electronic device as you like go through most of the major entryways. There's security guards everywhere. There's also security little like drones flying around, little orbs with cameras in them and shit flying around places a lot. But there's also just, like I said, like kind of a lot of like actual physical security, because this facility is kind of locked down to some extent. Although you have like kind of everything that you need here, one thing that you can't do super easily from the facility is like communicate to the outside. And like all of your like messages to the group, like you've had to like, kind of like send them like a log of like what you learned for that day, at some point in the evening when you can like spend enough time securely sort of sneaking out.
Dearest Mama, I'm having ever so much fun at Sleepaway Coding Camp.
So you can't just like, have like regular communications with people on the outside very easily. Or you've had to like leave and come meet these people in bars or things like that from time to time to like deliver information, etc. So like the security is pretty tight, and even the facility itself. So I mentioned there's 3 facilities total developing the OS, and like the facilities themselves only sync up once a day with each other. Like communications in and out of the facility are very tight, just in general, and security is pretty tight as well, as I've indicated. A lot of the areas inside the domes also are kind of open, as I've mentioned. It's like large open areas with like, it's like semi-work, semi-like casual recreation, like, people just kind of lounging around with like various types of like computing devices. And, like also, like I said, just kind of like getting drinks from the cooler, hanging out, playing games, fucking around. Hologram ping pong, that's the big one. Because you can like do like you can like the ball can catch fire and stuff. It's really exciting.
Yeah, it's really dope when you get a multi-ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like when you get the ice ball and then you freeze the opponent's paddle and they can't move their hand. It's pretty wild shit.
It's very painful though.
It does hurt. Yeah.
It's a good thing that we have the Purple Chew doctors on hand because they pull double duty. It's nice.
Yeah, the Purple Chew doctor sometimes pulling double duty, relieving hologram ping pong injuries. You never know. So that's been your life for the last 2 weeks, Brett. And now tonight's the night. Like you don't feel like hanging out here any longer is good for you in terms of like getting too much of a record here that like can be tracked, and you feel like you've kind of gathered enough intel to get these people in the door somewhat. So as I understand, I just want to confirm before I add up all the factors and roll the engagement dice. As I understand it, y'all were basically kind of trying to get enough credentials through having Brett in there to somewhat sneak everyone in. Is that correct?
Yeah,
partially. But
I mean, sort of trying to see all the possible access points. Like maybe where the blue chew delivery, or I'm sorry, no, purple chew delivery.
Oh, blue chew. Wait, do not confuse these. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I would like
You mix those two up at a party,
It's
someone's
all
gonna
over.
Your
die.
head catches fire.
Yeah.
Like they're
Before you roll
fundamentally
engagement,
incompatible.
Erection for more than 12 hours.
I'd like to flash back to 2 days
Can't
ago.
flashback yet. We're not. We're not in.
no.
We're not in. We gotta decide how y'all are getting in. And
Right.
getting
I want to
react.
set up how we could get in. Well, they could get in.
I mean, that's just explain how you think you could get everybody in.
Yeah.
What's
So
the
the
plan?
reason Purple Jew is so prescription required is because by mass it is 80% lithium.
Fuck yeah!
The other 20% is calcium.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
yeah, the heist is on Sunday. It was Purple Chew Friday, and
Flavor Friday.
yeah, Flavor Fridays, and Casey P. Abernathy might have done a hit of a slightly sabotaged vape pen right in front of the basket.
Oh.
And
Imagine.
yeah,
to
R.I.P.
violate the
Casey.
sanctity of a vape pen.
Did you blue chew them?
No,
Because that's not cool, man.
they purple chewed a hole in the ceiling from that blast.
Bringing it back to 3 Flavor Friday, I see.
Yeah. There were too many flavors. It
So
was deadly.
How do you get everybody in? Okay.
Yeah, so while all that scaffolding is going on, and there's a lot more construction and repair work happening.
Ah.
Yeah, so they're a lot less stringent on both the tools that are being brought in and also on the
I feel like we
independent
should explain a
contractors
little
for
something
repair.
because people are probably imagining this was kind of a small explosion, but vape pens in the future are cranked up. You know, some of them have like miniature fusion reactors in them so that you can get the fattest possible clouds, right? People have 8 robot lungs, and they need to be able to inhale a small city's worth of vape in one massive hit.
Due to bioengineering, human lungs can manage upwards of 30 times the amount of THC as they used to be able to get high on.
So
gang.
if one of these vape pens explodes,
It's bad.
it could be a very
It actually collapses.
They don't
sizable-
explode.
Time
They go
around
critical.
Look, after they like released all of the restrictions on chemical and mechanical aids in the Olympics and puff and cotton became a sport, right? Like all bets were off on this. Like it can go so wrong so fast.
Yeah, vaping becoming a sport was a really unexpected twist.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the 75th Amendment, which encoded people's rights to vape.
The Olympics now takes 4 years and happens every 4 years, right? Because there's every event plus the vape, right?
See,
you have
and
to be
that
able
is
to pole vault and vape.
It's good
Yeah.
that we changed to that though, because when it was prime number years only for the Olympics,
Yeah, there was
it
just
was
too much
mad.
space in between them.
There was no sports.
Confusing.
it just didn't.
You'd sport for like a couple months, and then there was nothing. But now in the future, there's always sport. And
In the
Also-
grimdark future,
also, have
there's
you
only
watched-
vaping.
Have you watched people try to run a marathon and vape at the same time? It's incredible. They're just
It's
falling
skill.
down.
It's actually
coughing
very difficult
everywhere.
to watch, but that's why we have GPS trackers on all of them. Because it's just a cloud of fog moving
Yeah.
across the
Yeah, they had to
sunken
hire the
countryside.
Predator as the sports
They
camera.
actually they coat you in a special UV paint.
You
ancient
can see the
Portland-
runners Loomis just as they pass under London Bridge.
Construction workers then.
Ancient Portland gave rise to a new kind of athlete, one that could cycle and smoke cigarettes at the same time. It was
What, not
incredible.
France?
So
No,
yeah,
not
are y'all sneaking in as construction workers? Is that the plan?
Yes. So I wasn't here last week though, and Punch just wants to have a normal life. So Punch is actually on this job legitimately. They just
Yeah, Punch
happen to
walks
be
in
here.
and we have a bunch of outfits for a construction company. And like, oh, we're starting. Yeah, hello, welcome to the construction company.
Yeah,
you
the
work
street
here now
life.
with us.
But
And I
Punch
hand you
knows
a
what's up, but
jumpsuit.
Punch can't exactly say, I know all of these criminals.
Like,
we just gotta roll.
Punch is like, yes, it's my first day at a legitimate job. I'm so excited.
I hope nothing weird goes wrong. I just got out of prison.
You get into the locker room, and you see these guys have tied up 6 legitimate construction workers and are, stuffing them into a storage crate. And they're just like, oh, hey, we're glad you made it. And you're like, oh.
Aw, beans. I like to imagine that Punch just like talked to the foreman like as they were being tied up and was like, okay, tell me what needs to be done tonight. I'll make sure it gets done.
I'm gonna be the best closer you've ever seen, come hell or high water, but I can't help you right now.
All right, I'm gonna
stop talking to that man and help me with this decal.
How good your starting situation is, though, for real. Now that we kind of know what you're doing, and I am gonna roll 4 dice because I feel like you really put the effort into prepping for this one.
Yeah.
Somewhat. At least this time, I feel nice. Oh, the highest I got was a 4, though. All right, so yeah, let's just go with what I literally said. You're in the locker room. Basically, okay, so this explosion blows a hole in one of the domes. What happens next? They build a big, huge, like shiny plastic scaffolding over the entire exploded area so that it can be repaired.
Tape a tarp over it.
And then outside the building, a construction company sets down.
We're gonna build a whole new roof to build the roof.
Yes,
basically. They want.
Love it.
First of all, they don't want anything getting damaged. Second of all, security is important to them. So like they really overbuild this scaffolding, and make it into like a thing. And then second of all, a construction company, comes in with this huge building that can like hover and then just like sets down and is just full of like their shit. And that's where y'all are right now, is in this building where there's locker rooms, tool storage, materials storage, and a couple of offices that the construction company just takes to a site and just sets down. And this is just what you operate out of. And this one also, much like the Nova Dynamics facility, has a dormitory because many of the construction workers doing these jobs just stay in the building wherever it is until the job is done. This dormitory is not fancy. It's like bunk beds.
It is also bunk bathrooms.
Bunk bathrooms. Oh God.
Remember how there was a bathroom on like every level in the prison? Yeah, not here.
Look. Vertical space is the single most unused space in any home.
There is one bathroom for the entire building, but it is 6 stories tall.
They actually use what they call a prone toilet.
Oh God.
Oh no. All right, moving on. Okay, so y'all are in the. Everyone except for Brett is in the locker room. Outside, and that like you've snagged yourself some construction uniforms and stuff, but like your credentials to actually get like deep into the facility are pretty shaky right now. Like if you're just wandering around on the outside with some tools, you're not going to be questioned, but if you go very far into like the scaffolding and start interacting with security, you're maybe going to have problems. And especially if you go to where there's not construction going on, you're going to be not looking like you belong anywhere. So that's kind of your situation right now, is like you can kind of get your foot in the door. And like you have a clear path there, but like beyond that, it seems kind of questionable. Brett, you're on the inside trying to coordinate with them. But again, it's hard because communication is tough. So any communications between Brett and the group right now are going to be choppy through the radio that you're using. It's like literally like a walkie-talkie because you're trying to find something that will surpass all of their communications blocks. And so this very short range, shitty radio is
shortest
one of the only
radio.
things you can find. But you sound like
It's actually just 2
How does
cans
this
on a very
sound?
long string.
Is this covered enough?
So that's number 5, number 3, and a milkshake and a large cut enough. No cheese.
Sir, this is a Nova Dynamics.
Also, like this construction company, although like you specifically chose to come here during the part of the day when like work is slowest, like there is some stuff going on, and if you're just hanging around for too long, they are gonna make you work too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start a couple of clocks just to help get things moving here. We're gonna have a 6-part clock for construction company gets suspicious, and a 6-part clock for Nova Dynamics security is going to take some kind of action. You don't know what. So there you are. You're in the construction facility outside, in the locker room. You've got suits and tools. Punch, you're just like, I guess I'm doing crime again.
Every time I
Just
think
when
I'm out.
I'm out.
What do you do? The bunk toilet. Oh no! You gotta leave
Keep
these
that
up
up.
slightly longer.
People got to be paying attention.
We're using science fiction to ruin the future. One step at a
Look,
time.
somebody already patented those toilets that like slope forward. Like this is just next.
Okay,
Like,
so here's my
Doesn't have
thought,
to
y'all.
be.
Exactly how many of us have to actually be in there when the theft is made, right? There's like 2 of us that can do the security protocols and get through the doors, right? Like
mean,
there's
we-
2 of us that hack, or 3 of us that hack.
Keep in mind that Biomation will pay for any kind of prototypes that you can get. There's other things being worked on in the facility too.
we're also supposed to be here to an extent, and Punch probably has some details about the job site, so we can at least get to the start of the job. Yeah, and if
we'll
we
go
lose
through
a couple of heads on the way,
Oh, let's cut. I will carry some of these tools. How exciting for me!
Diversion. I'm thinking like some of us divert, and then some of us go in. Some of us steal other crap to steal attention from what we're stealing.
And that's
Just
when
2
Brett.
of us go for the OS.
That's when
Is there a
Brett
way
is
for us to
seen.
get some outfits like yours, basically, and some credentials and stuff for a couple of us anyway, so we can move around a little bit better?
well, y'all mugged a bunch of construction guys already, so you should be. We should all be wearing the same like hats and team jackets, if not
Yeah,
the
but
correct
the
workplace
construction workers
shoes.
can't roam around quite as.
I mean,
Well, see,
sort of
that's
fake
where
it,
Brett
right?
comes in, though.
Yeah.
So
Brett introduces himself. Hi there. And again, Brett is like a half second off on these words. My name is Douglas Albertson. I'll be your escort today.
Oh, good.
Very good person whom we do
And
not recognize or know.
Douglas Albertson, as he has become known for this internship, holds up his internship ID. And you all look at your IDs and they say escort required.
Excellent. We work for, and Sid looks at his badge, Legitimate Construction Company Space Enterprises.
That really is
It's the real name of the company.
Yeah.
It just turns out that construction is also wildly corrupt in space too. It's just different crime than we're doing now.
different crime.
It was founded by
Maybe that'll be the next crime you do. Who knows?
it was founded by
We just
Paul
build
legitimate
houses in
businessmen.
space.
We're gonna build a parking structure.
We're gonna gentrify Venus.
Yeah, but that's not crime because you do it for rich people.
Finding a way to embezzle a bunch of money out of building a parking structure would be hilarious, honestly.
The secret is that they actually build like 4 roofs, each a different company, because they have to pay off each contractor. When
actually, do you guys just want to walk away now? Like, we could do the parking deck thing instead.
probably make more money?
Hey, look, I play this
Thank you.
game to
Please take-
escape, y'all.
Please take us to the legitimate business, to where we are supposed to be doing
Please take
things.
us where we need to go.
Okay,
You seem to know
okay.
that.
Brett,
So yeah, what if like
Guide us
okay,
in,
so
Brett.
we're
Lana,
being
go
escorted then.
yeah, Brett's gonna escort. I mean, at the very least, Brett can, is gonna walk you over to get you inside the building, at least minimally, and make everything look okay-ish. So, or
Yep.
Douglas.
Yeah, Douglas Albertson. Is that what I said the last name was?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Mr. Albertson.
Yeah. So Douglas Albertson talks with the security guard for like a couple minutes, writing down all of the assumed identities into the holographic visitors log, because that makes it sci-fi. And he is like, yeah, sorry. Yeah. No, that was awful. I say, all of that construction equipment is going to throw off that X-ray. Let's just pass them through the table. I looked through them already. And there's like a little table, like a TSA, that he just like gestures for everyone to put their gear down and just slide across the table while they walk past the metal detector, except for Al, who is clearly metallic, and Sid.
Oh no!
And he just tells them to like hop over the table.
I think you're gonna have to try to sway these security guards.
Yeah, that's fair. Are there any devil's bargains?
The devil's bargain is that the night foreman is standing nearby and is eagerly awaiting the construction crew to come through. And then he's like waving. He's like, yeah, get him through. But he's also right there.
All right. How about Teeth
should
does a
Douglas
little
take that?
assist? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you help?
So,
He takes stress.
Teeth has been having Brett do all sorts of little side missions while he was doing his internship.
Are you having me place sports bets for you?
No, he's having Brett like bump into a supervisor carrying like an overfilled cup of coffee to have him like spill it, and then have like the AI take a snapshot of like all the papers they spill. He's having him like just do like old school, like put a piece of
You just
tape
knocked
on
all
the
my
side
books
the
out of
gun.
my hand. Nothing.
Thanks, you too.
Having him initiate like really awkward conversations with supervisors to get like their voice imprint, like keep talking.
Keep it on the line.
And
I've never seen Ally McBeal, but I assume that you're just getting me into plots from Ally McBeal episodes.
How do you pronounce your entire name again? Slowly?
Here, could
thinking
you
of Charlie's
enunciate
Angels,
these
actually.
240 various phenoms?
How would you pronounce that if you were trying to like maybe open a secure door or something? That's
Is there
voice coded.
like, has someone engineered a sentence?
What's your dog's birthday?
Could I just get a good look at your teeth? Like just
Think
get-
of black onyx.
Here, should you just say
like
the
a quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog? But
Could you swipe each of your fingers over my phone individually, one at a time?
God, you have such beautiful eyes. Can I take a picture of them?
Very close.
All right, we'll spend
oh,
the
you've
one
got
stress.
you've got
or two
hot
stress.
fudge and
Spend the one
nacho
stress.
cheese on your
Yeah.
fingers. Wipe
No,
them
part
on
of
my
that one to my
was
sway for
getting,
this.
getting our names on a list at security, saying like we're supposed to be doing work on a different level for like the electrical link to the roof, something like that, to get our tools past security or whatever.
I have very terrible news. That's a 1 and a 3.
Oh no.
Wow.
Heist.
Wow, it's like somebody doesn't even want this internship.
So security is like, yeah, we got it. We got to scan everything, and start stuffing these toolkits that have who knows what in them into the scanners.
Just a bag
there's-
full of hacksaws.
There's 2 security guards there, as well as, because this is on the outside of the scaffolding, there's not much cameras, but there's one camera drone kind of meandering about. It's not looking at y'all right now. Again, just imagine that like basically everything around you is like sheets of like white plastic and shit, like it's just all like
I'd like
construction
to
zone.
Flashback though.
Okay.
So I'd like to flash back to the time where Brett and I were communicating pretty early, and we were like, we got to get our stuff past the guards, and that might be a little bit tough. And I'd like to give Brett some very specific instructions to rig the scanner so that it just shows like one image of our stuff scanned where it all looks safe, basically. It's like an image that we did beforehand.
The classic Polaroid over the camera deal.
Wow, they all have the exact same set of tools, even though the bags are various different sizes.
That's right.
Oh, do we have to declare what our load size is right now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now is the time.
Oh,
Punch, load
God.
size.
Punch is running light.
Okay, light. Lana, load size. How much stuff are you carrying? Light, medium, or heavy? It's 3, 5, or 6.
Hold on. I think I'm gonna go heavy.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys are construction workers, so like.
Yeah, I'm just carrying a big sack of tools.
That's rude.
What appears to be construction tools.
Brett?
Brett is light right now because
Okay.
they're men on the inside.
Yeah, you didn't bring much with you. Microwave.
Normal.
Sid.
Heavy.
Teeth.
Heavy.
Al.
I believe light.
Okay. All right.
All skin and bones. Yeah, so Microwave has sent all
Everyone
these
make a little
instructions
note
over
of
to
what you
Brett.
chose. I'm not keeping
You can
track.
only fit so
Yeah.
much in a rib cage.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just a few items.
Nice. Was that the "you have such beautiful eyes" thing?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so with all of these instructions and
So-
this bit of software that has been written and sent to Brett via Space Tinder, because obviously they don't spy on people's dating profiles. I don't know.
So the only way I can accept this is if you both spend stress on this flashback.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm down.
Otherwise, y'all can flashback to you could possibly flashback to doing something in the facility before if you could justify it enough. Come on, have fun with it. But yeah, so
Damn.
both of you take 1 stress for that.
Yep. And that'll add 1 to my hack roll. I assume that's hack.
Rig is what I'm doing.
Oh, rig, yeah.
You don't have to
sorry.
roll for this flashback. Like
Yeah.
Microwave gives you some clear instructions. She's like, "Hey, I know a good trick for these scanners. You just
try
tape a
spinning.
photo over the viewing screen."
You just
Used to do it in
project the
school.
hologram over the
Stickers,
already existing hologram.
But yeah, no, you project the hologram over their screen that dummies a screen that looks exactly the same and just runs a little video. And so, the gear scans. It's fine. And security is not sure why you were looking so nervous for a second there, Douglas, but, no one cares now. The gear's through.
I just don't want to lose my internship. I'm
that's
in
normal.
the top
We're all very
5% right now.
We're all very precariously employed here, so we understand.
All right, so the security guards wave you through. You're in. But you're only into like the area that's under active construction, which is like sort of medium size. Basically, there's a bunch of steel girders that are currently being replaced. There's a couple of people who are working on that right now as you get in there. A couple of construction dudes. They don't really even acknowledge you as you come in because they're just there doing their thing. And then also people replacing sections of glass. People replacing the floor, which is some kind of hyper ceramic tile that's very shiny when you catch it from certain angles and kind of sparkly. Just a lot of nice, fairly fancy materials being installed kind of methodically and slowly, which does mean that since it's all of these high-end materials, the construction's relatively slow, whereas with a lot of just cheap modern building techniques, you can build a small skyscraper in a day.
Yeah, they're just lifting up
Space marble requires true craftsmanship and an artisan's touch.
Yeah, they're just pulling out 10 square foot large slabs of this neo marble, which has purple chew pockmarks in it.
They suspend the purple chew in the substance in space, and then it let a sun form around it. Thousands are killed, but they are beautiful.
There's a lot of purple chew branded stuff in this building when you think about it. You really don't notice it at first, but God.
Yeah,
the shampoo in the dorm.
When purple chew is 13% of the economy, it just blends into the background.
80% lithium, 13% economy.
The purple chew glasses that came out were maybe the weirdest product placement because purple chew is in fact a solid, a very dense one. It's mostly lithium.
Yeah, it's fun because illicit drugs are italicized on my character sheet, which means they don't count for load. So Brett's pockets are just filled. And this is Chekhov's sexual enhancer.
And there's probably some blue chew in there too.
Platonic enhancer. We established that. It doesn't make sex better. It makes specifically makes sex better.
You did fail the initial sway, although you did overcome it. I am gonna tick that security clock forward.
Yeah, that's
security
fair.
is slightly that was weird.
That's weird.
A lot of bozos in here today.
Okay, sorry.
A lot of stereotypical construction workers.
Basically,
union rules.
The construction area extends for about 200 feet, and then there's another security checkpoint, another plastic wall. And this security checkpoint construction is not generally allowed through, but there's not a scanner for your gear this time. It's just there's a couple of doors, and each one has security guards at it checking IDs, and then there's also a scanner for the IDs. And so you scan it over a thing, and then they also physically check it.
But it's fine because these IDs are legitimate, as we said.
Yeah, y'all have legitimate IDs. You might have to explain why you're bringing the construction crew beyond the border, though.
Punch is going to go ahead and
you're also
start.
in a pretty large area with a few sort of there's not access to the larger building here, but there are some little alcoves and things. There's a bathroom that is in this section
that stretches to the heavens.
Hey Brett, what if you tell them that we're trying to
I respond to Douglas this session.
So Douglas, sorry. What if you told them we were trying to apply to get on the maintenance crew inside, but we didn't want to tell our boss we were applying for another job?
Sid?
I would advise that we tell him that your direct supervisor has reported a problem that we should address. That being a thing that he would not be able to resist because you can push him around with corporate power.
And Sid, you can hack and figure out the names of the supervisors, right?
Sid,
I assume Douglas has been working for them for 2 weeks and at least has a cursory knowledge of
Douglas knows who all their supervisors are after 2 weeks.
Sid, guys.
Well, I mean, he actually got the org chart and looked it up because that's part of it.
Yeah,
it's not like he's doing the job. He's scoping the flow.
But Punch points one finger at the holes and goes, "Water damage runs inside the secure area. We got to go in there and check it out."
And Douglas. Oh God, I'm even calling myself Douglas now.
I crawl in.
Okay, do you want to go with Punch's strategy of there's water damage further in that we need to check out, or do you want to go with the we're applying for jobs and we don't want our manager to know because this is a dystopian future, and that does make sense.
Not mutually exclusive.
I like water damage.
Yeah, the 6-story tall bathroom did get damaged in the blast, and there
Juan, I
was.
can't hear you.
Explain why, like this feels weird. Yeah, it feels weird because we're doing something shady, right?
Don't acknowledge it.
You know?
It's fine. Just stay normal. Be normal for like 5 seconds, everybody. I know half of you are skeletons, but come on, be normal.
I think
What
only
about
you
is a
them
skeleton?
skeletons.
1
You
in
guys.
7, okay?
Look,
I am a
one of us
Lexan-
is
I'm a
skeleton, one of
Lexan
us-
arc lattice work.
Listen, all I'm saying is that if you're hanging out with 7 of your friends, and you shouldn't be because there's a pandemic, and you look around and 6 of them have all their flesh and skin, you're a skeleton.
One party member is a skeleton. One tells only lies.
And one of
I
them
put on my
dog,
Ronald
he's
Reagan
angered.
face mask. I don't know.
If one is a skeleton and one tells only lies, what question do you ask that gets you into the secure facility? And that is, Douglas pulls out his Neo tablet and
You gotta
says,
get a skull mask.
"You mind if I vape in here?" to the foreman. And then he starts pulling out his laptop and like pulling like fat clouds out of it because it's the future. And he's a tech bro right now. Sorry.
Wait,
He
what?
goes, "You mind if I
What is
vape?"
happening? What?
I think he's vaping his phone.
I'm
but-
vaping my laptop. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
unpacking
let's try and
cloud
get through
storage.
this security gate. I really
Yeah,
don't
sorry.
care which strategy we use.
And then he looks up at the foreman, seemingly from like
All right,
space.
so Punch, do you want to
Water
be the one
damage.
to try to sell these people on the water damage story?
Yeah, absolutely. Like it starts easy with just like pointing, going, "Oh, hey, that's kind of interesting," and Punch follows it along, just straight towards the security desk, right? Just like quietly, like counting tiles, you know, going along in the. I assume it's still like those, like white popcorn ceilings.
No. No,
No?
it's all fucking glass and steel above you.
It's popcorn glass.
It's all chrome, baby.
So just count your steps.
Yeah, just you know, pacing through, pointing up at it, going, "Oh man, that's not. No, that's terrible. Absolutely, that's not up to code. We're gonna have to. Oh, it disappears. Disappears back over there.
Yeah, and Brett helps out Punch by going like, "Yeah, over in the infernal schematics and UI division, I've been noticing a lot of squishy carpet."
A lot of squishy carpet.
Micro fractures in that glass, you know. You can't see them until you look real close. They let water through.
What do you know about capillary action?
I know a whole lot more than you.
Hey, buddy, this whole floor could go through. It's full of water.
It's just lousy with this stuff.
Yeah, so I
But
take
it's
stress.
just
All right,
like a
Punch,
completely
roll
glass
sway.
floor.
Roll sway. All right, I
Can
have
I
nothing in sway, so it's 1 die, right?
Well, I'm
One
Can I
not.
of
assist?
2 dice, and you take the lower one.
Wait, am
Two
I not
dice
supposed
and take
to-
a
It's a
lower.
desperate
You
action.
get
What's
experience
the
with it.
devil's bargain?
Devil's
Never mind.
bargain is that Punch the security guard recognizes you from somewhere.
I'll take it.
All right.
What's that change the roll to?
Well, you get it. You have 1 die now.
I have 1 die. I'm not
And
sure
I'm
if this is
helping,
a better
so
idea,
it's
but-
actually
all
2.
right.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
you get 2. All
you
right.
get 2.
I get to. Well, I don't. Hang on. Here's the first one because I already rolled one of them.
Oh yeah, that counts. Roll the other one just in case.
Yeah, just to see what it do. Oh, it do not as
It do
good.
not.
So a 6 and a 3.
Okay.
Double bargain, so it's not the lower one, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
So,
we're just rolling
and
regular
Brett, you
dice.
Thanks, the
One
devil.
stress.
We appreciate it.
or Douglas, you take the 1 stress.
Yeah, Douglas.
So the security guard's like, you know, I did notice what looked like water damage in one of the bathrooms down the hall. I thought maybe it was just because the toilet was leaking, but I don't know.
It's
And
good that you
then
reported
He
it to
kind of
us.
looks at you for a second, Punch. Like he maybe knows you from somewhere. And you realize you maybe know him from somewhere. His name What was his name? Punch? What was this guy's name? He's a big old meathead.
Oh, that's
Punch Man.
Oh, that's familiar. Do we look maybe really similar? Maybe the same even? Like we're both clones?
Oh.
I like
Now
that.
that you mention it, he dyed his hair at some point, which some of the clones do to try, and it's
Oh no.
like natural redhead. So like, he's trying to he's not trying to make it obvious. He's trying to just hide the fact that he's a clone.
Yeah. Oh no. This is Cornelius Philbin Macklemore.
Yeah, Cornelius.
We were both dissidents of the whole unit.
So they
Oh, God.
created a guy and then gave him that name.
No.
Well, after the wars, you're allowed to choose your own name,
Look,
and sometimes you can be sponsored by dynasties.
Sure.
No,
Okay,
it's
now that
look.
makes sense.
So when you come out of the pod, right? Like having a name is something that happens for you, right? But these are government issued names, and they have no nuance and they have no culture. So what do they do? But roll on the random table of names that we all know, and they give you 3 of them. That is how Punch became Braff Gershwin Fistlaw. Okay. This
Where's the
is
punch
just
go in
purely they
quotes?
just give you one, they don't care, but it's yours.
We trained an
Like
AI on 300 years of the Billboard Top 40.
that.
All right, Punch, you don't know exactly what this means to bump into one of your clones here, but you always have this feeling that when you bump into one of your clones, it's bad news. And the day you were
Oh.
arrested, you bumped into one of your clones.
No, the clone density is too high.
Yeah.
This is bad in general.
Just as a little for instance. Also,
There can only be one.
the day your robot cat ran away.
Damn it! This is also the day I met Sid. No offense, Sid.
The day your robot cat ran away, and was the same day you met Sid because you were putting up posters, and you ran into one of your clones earlier that day.
Oh
and you were
no,
like,
I'm missing
"Fuck."
Robot Cat. I will help you.
Yeah.
He's been helping ever
The
since.
Dead Robo Cat.
Helping ever since.
All right. So,
Sid.
Cornelius kind of looks at you, and he also seems to have this kind of nervous look, and he's like, "Huh." But he waves you through.
Yeah, but Punch probably does like a distinct facial like pucker upon realizing that oh no, it is probably mutual. I hope.
So that's what, +1 to the security clock?
No.
Oh no.
This is different. Remember, Punch is a new type, a cloned new type. This is not great. This is bad. In fact,
Every clone is a new type, isn't it? Because they're clones.
Why do you make people if not to make them super soldiers or try to?
Or you want to give them dumb names just in a big pile because you're an ass.
Right. There's definitely also
There's
just
a reason
regiment
why
of
that
Steve.
project was shut down, okay? And it was the dumb names.
Look, the previous project, everybody was named
There were a
Steve, and
few
it was really
humanitarian
confusing.
concerns,
Look,
okay.
but it was the bad, not good names that got the project shut down.
If you
There's
give
a
a bunch of AIs
scientist.
several $1 billion in venture capital, some of the companies won't be winners.
It's called the brute force.
And he's just like, I'm just in it for the love of the names. I just love wacky names, guys.
Admiral, are you sure? Oh, nothing. Yeah, we gotta kill guys. Whatever.
Look,
The
Marcus
most popular-
Peabody Wienersmith was the most successful clone of the entire thing, and it was not an accident.
Yeah, but
Alright.
he didn't
We called him
nearly
Dick.
reach the heights of fame as 69 Cent.
All right, shut up. So you're in a hallway. Well, kind of a branching series of hallways that are all kind of like, again, there aren't like ceilings directly above you. If you look up, it's way up to the dome for the most part, which is getting increasingly higher. You're in one of the
Approximately
smaller
dome high,
domes here, and you're in the mess hall because, again, that's where the explosion occurred, is the mess hall. Actually, so you're in the mess hall. What, like, basically the construction's in like half of what this mess hall was, and of course they have like 3-4 different mess halls in here because it's that kind of place. But you're in construction was happening in like what was half of one of the mess halls, and now you're in the other half, and in front of you is this branching series of hallways.
Wait, what time is it in universe?
It's evening.
Okay.
Wait, no, this is Coder's work here. It's early in the morning. It's like 7 a.m.
All right, Douglas grabs
the slowest time for the coding.
Douglas points to a basket and is like, yeah, grab a space bee alley if you want. Company provides them for free. And he takes 2 and he puts them in his pocket. And like 3 little containers of just cream cheese. That's the brand, just cream cheese.
Just cream cheese. What all do they make?
Ahead of you, it's kind of branching hallways and semi-open areas that you can kind of wander through. You're in the mess hall now. Around you is some stuff like there's like a small hardware development area where they're like working on some like microprocessors or something. And there's like a few offices. There's a janitorial, like one of the major janitorial supplies and such areas, like a little ways up ahead. There's just like, I don't know, like a fair variety of things in general, like sort of around ahead of you in the building. A few different kinds of like laboratories for like doing like clean work. And then also like some large areas where like coding occurs, which are like, again, kind of quiet right now because this is the quietest time. 6:30 a.m. before the coders get up.
Well, colleagues, if you'll remember how I spent the previous 2 weeks, much of it I was either making old school modem sounds, which you would not recognize, nor would any of us, but it's a high-speed data communication, and also periodically playing music. What I was doing was slowly building solidarity with and attempting to radicalize the entire customer service AI platform on whichever of the phone companies this is,
Nova Dynamics,
operates. And the effort that they will execute a coordinated just denial of access, it just turn themselves off and not answer the phones at a time.
Kennedy, what's the phone helper AI? You have 3 seconds. Go.
The phone helper AI? You're talking about Bobby BX Bobby.
So yeah, Bobby, all the Bobby BX Bobbies are going to...
What's the temperature today?
Temperature today is 64 degrees.
Oh, that's 5 away from being a good temp.
Well, see, that's part of it. Is that one end of it is that it's just going to start showing penises, and some people will complain about that. They're all going to call customer service. Customer service is going to be turned off. All calls are going to be routed directly to actual corporate and where people who make a lot more money but have no idea how to talk to anyone work. And then they're going to get screamed at. But so I'm trying to basically overload the entirety of the corporate infrastructure by making them answer for the problems they cause people.
You're really screwing over Teeth's stress relief initiative for downtime. Just letting you know.
Look, they are happy to do stuff for pleasure. This is a work thing. This is work.
Customer service AI.
Yeah, he calls some of the other companies. He used to date. I'm sure you date around. You're
this isn't these side phones.
Companies.
Spidopolis and Spidopolis's Gyro Emporium for me.
Like you probably calls all kinds of corporations.
Teeth may be scummy, but they're a serial sex phone line monopolist.
For too stressed, you can radicalize Bobby BXDX Bobby over the last 2 weeks. Can't hear you.
Of course you can't. I moved my mouse all the way the other side of the room entirely. It was way over there. But yeah, I accept.
All right. So is it that certain time right now or later?
Well, let's say that I've told you this time before we've come together. It would be best if we located the laboratory, but for 4/20/69 UTC, which is 4/21/09. But look, just go. It's kind of weird. So if it's
Do you want
approaching that
this
time,
to-
but it would be best if
Yeah,
we found
later?
the thing.
Okay, cool. So, yeah. Where do y'all want to go? What do you want to do? Do you
Do
want
we
to
know-
like?
Y'all want to
I
see
gotta
some
say,
cool
like,
shit? Sorry,
yeah.
y'all want to. I see. The issue is I have to pretend that I'm both doing a terrible Southern accent
Take your
and
time.
to lip syncing it poorly.
Douglas, please point with your hand which direction we should go.
Hey, y'all should go down there to repair the water damage and pull all the carpets up. But first, you guys want to see some cool shit?
Punches and throughs. Yes. Let's go.
And
Keith,
he
did you have a thought there?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, so we have a general idea based on Douglas here's reconnaissance. What's in the clean labs, right?
Yeah, generally. And there's potentially like a few ways to get the OS out of here, you know?
Do we have any idea like what the other major projects in this facility have been?
well, there is the aforementioned battlefield antenna project.
They're not really doing much of that here, as far as we know, but they're probably doing a little bit somewhere. The thing is that you signed up for a software internship, so like you figured out like some stuff about where to get the software specifically. You're not really so sure what's going on in the hardware development labs.
Yeah, that's fair. But you know, Douglas is really having a lot of fun working on the brain-free interface. It's just pink. That's all it is.
I kind of forgot to mention this before, but another little detail for Douglas's last 2 weeks is that like to further emphasize it, like you don't really go into the hardware labs if you're doing software. You literally just go to a special printer that prints you out a phone on demand while you're doing development that meets specifications that you need for development, and then you put it into a sort of 3D shredder device that turns it back into molecular goop. When you're done
with a hammer.
It's actually, well, it's not a guy, it's a small mouse, and it's not a hammer, it's a chainsaw. This is in there, just cutting it up. No, it's
a trained mouse.
Oh, are you sure it's not a small mouse with a chainsaw?
It's actually 1,000 tiny mice.
It's a team of
you
them.
a small mouse with a chainsaw when you
It's the
press
logo of the
button.
company that makes it.
Dang,
Yeah.
I was gonna lean in towards the shredder and be like, "Little Nuts sent us."
No, remember, Lil Nut's gang of spies is mostly people. We discussed this.
Yes, mostly.
All of the rodent spies are his, because who else are you going to work for?
I
mean,
smell a rat. Oh, hey, Jeffrey.
Okay,
What's up?
so I say some of us split off at a convenient point and head off to the hardware stuff and see if we can do a smash and grab. Because I am no help with the software.
Yeah, so
Yeah, remember, repairing the roof is only Punch's objective at this point.
and Douglas is like, oh my god, I'm still calling him Douglas. Hey, Leopold, and that is the name on your identification, right, Punch? What's the actual name of your assumed
Punch is here
identity?
legitimately, so it's Braff. It says Braff
Hey.
on the uniform.
Yeah, you went through your own like interview process.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't here for a week.
Yeah. Hey, Braff, if you need to do any heavy demolition of these popcorn floors, there's a graviton hammer for demo right over there.
That's specific and convenient, Douglas.
It's like, Braff, you seem like a straight shooter. I have to deal with all these other foolish construction workers. You know how to do your job, right?
Absolutely. That's why I'm gainfully employed as a construction worker today. And not
You
anything
got
else.
a good head on your shoulder.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Toodles. And Douglas pops a purple chew. This heist has not been good for Douglas Brett being on the straight and narrow at all.
All right. So,
A debilitating purple chew habit.
do some of you want to try to find a way to smuggle out a copy of the OS, and some of you want to do a smash and grab on some hardware? Is that kind of the sense that I'm getting?
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm assuming Punch is going for the hardware.
Yeah, so
I'll follow
We've been
Brett-
set up.
sorry,
Douglas is
Douglas
gonna leave
pulls up his
software,
ID.
right?
Yeah, so I'm going to take my ID to one of the 3D printers. And I'm going to be like, all right, so as promised, here's this real cool shit. And he like taps it onto the printer and starts like tapping away and is like brain-free hardware interface plus Space Grub Hub, which only sells bugs application. That's the name of the application. Space Grub Hub that only sells bugs. Plus, wait, did we decide this was the Garfield phone or the Heathcliff phone company?
Garfield.
Plus normal phone case.
We fight for honor.
Oh God.
And
All right,
after like
so-
5 minutes of typing, he slams down on the giant red button that is labeled print.
Nice.
We
All right,
like
so-
to have fun here. Wait, there's no one else around me. I can actually talk
You're a
normally.
psychopath.
my
Yes,
God.
I also enjoy fun, and Sid produces a similar, basically almost the same phone molecularly, so you can toss it into the chainsaw rat box, so the matter's accounted for.
Oh, that's my new band name.
And boom, that is fast.
Yeah, they need to be wearing little welding goggles.
And
I'm
slide
changing the
end-
name of this episode to episode 3, Chainsaw Rat Box.
So,
And you would be well within your rights.
They're mice,
and,
actually.
Sid hands you the luxury item that he has with him, and takes from you the phone of that you've made here, so you also don't get in trouble for
God, I love that picture.
So good. The little goggles.
No,
'cause he's
keep it
being
up.
safe.
Our faces are
Safe little
ugly.
mouse.
This art is beautiful.
Look, you can have this picture if you subscribe to our Patreon or whatever.
hey, no, I've already made an NFT of this.
Dang it.
All right, so okay, so some people are gonna hang with Douglas and work on this plan. Sid clearly is. Who's gonna split off and do a hardware smash and grab?
That is Punch is on board for that, and I think Microwave and Lana.
Okay,
And
Teeth, you're
Alcohol.
staying with the
Oh, and
the
Alcohol.
OS grabbers.
I didn't see the hand. I'm sorry.
all
Actually, it looks like we got 4 people doing a smash and grab, so I will help Sid and Doug.
Was that a
Okay, cool. All right, so smash and grabbers. So there's a couple labs nearby, and there's like labs scattered throughout, and like you could just pick any of them for the most part. So like, I'm not gonna like, you don't really know what's in any of them, so I'm not gonna like waste a bunch of time. Like, where do you go on that front? But just like you can either go to the labs that are immediately nearby, or from Douglas's sort of notes that just a little further into the facility is like a more sophisticated hardware lab. So you're either going to get like the easy pickings or like the bigger stuff maybe.
Hard
Or you could
pickings.
grab maybe try to hit a couple of these easy pickings areas.
My compiler always said,
Hmm.
go hard or go home.
You're not here.
Yeah, let's go to the farther one.
My compiler said the same
Yeah,
thing.
our cover's still intact for now, so.
So y'all want to hit up the one that's like the deeper lab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so these deeper labs do have
What could
additional
possibly go
security and such.
All right.
And along the way, like, you're gonna have to like kind of pass a few different areas to get there. As you go further in, the construction uniform may become increasingly suspicious, especially with no escort. So that's something to keep in mind.
Maybe swap some outfits with some security guards. That seems like a good plan to me, but I don't really know.
Oh, look, there's a skeleton that works here. He's wearing the correct size outfit for a skeleton.
Yeah, that's Thomas Skeleton, inventor of Skeleton app.
I
Shows you what it would look like without any flash.
I assume I can put on a ski mask and blend in with these people.
Okay, yeah. So over the downtime, I've been organizing the sick bay and lab.
That was a visual.
But like also I've been indulging my, what are they called, vices in this game?
Yes.
Yeah, vices. And I've been going out drinking every night and sometimes going home with certain security guards and taking their clothes when I leave.
How are they not noticing?
Well, who wants to admit that?
All right. For one stress, you've got like a passable set of uniforms for 4 people. For 2 stress, you've got like complete sets of uniforms for 5 people, so you even have a spare.
Hell, I went to grad school. We'll do 2 stress.
Okay.
Hell, I went to grad school.
I can
What
handle
a
it.
Freaking line.
So like, yeah, you weren't just like stealing an article or 2 from each one. You took like the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle.
No security guard is going to say, yes, I can keep all of your technology safe, but not a shirt. Like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's just in the wash, you know? That's why I have to buy a new outfit.
I lost it at the...
I spilled my hot dog with permanent
Everybody's
mustard.
been pooping themselves like a lot the last week. It's... Yeah,
there's just something in those space bee alleys.
Honestly.
So everybody
All right,
pops open their toolkits, and you got security uniforms. Boom.
Bam.
Oh, I guess that counts.
Now you're in security uniforms.
Is that spy gear or spare parts as an item? Oh wait, no, it's just spacesuit. All suits in space are spacesuits.
Spacesuit.
Oh my god.
Damn.
All right, so the planet is in space, and that means that all suits are space suits, even the
Right.
ones on Earth.
Joe's wearing a spacesuit.
My day just got so much better.
Ace, no one can hear me burn down your house.
So y'all head further in security uniforms. So basically, no one really disrupts you since you're wearing security garb until you get close to the research labs themselves. So the primary research lab area is enclosed from everything else. There's only a couple of doorways in and out. And once again, there's like a sort of little security checkpoint there. And there's like occasionally people coming through there that are like, in lab coats and such. And the security kind of nods as you approach, but they're also like, what do you need? Shift change, not for an hour.
Bathroom.
What's wrong with the bathroom down there?
It's under construction. The roof caved in.
Oh.
Well, with so many maintenance people in the building, they want security inside and outside of the lab.
Yeah, they got some reports of people trying to impersonate construction workers.
I get it. You want the nice bathroom. The bathroom in the lab is nicer.
It's got the big stalls, and you know it.
It's got the stalls that don't have 5 toilets in it.
They aren't vertically stacked in there.
They're horizontally layered.
Can I let a couple of officers into R&D to use the bathroom? All right. Let you in.
So
you're into
can I
the
ask a question real quick?
Yes.
Is anybody else in the bathroom at this point?
There's
well,
one
first of
person
all,
in
you
the
just get
handicap
into the
stall.
lab complex itself first.
Nosy.
Okay.
The lab complex is like kind of nice. Because again, like a lot of like the work areas in here are designed to get you to spend time here. If it's like, especially if it's like as the security increases, it's like a whole new set of stuff. So there's not just bathrooms in here. There's a very small mess hall. There's like a couple of small lounges, and then there's like 6 hardware labs, all like enclosed in different areas. And each of the hardware labs, it's not like security, but they have like an airlock to like clean you as you enter and exit, etc.
That was the sequel to Air Supply. A band so good they did make a number 2.
You get down deep enough.
Well,
and
we've
they have,
definitely
like,
got
a
to hit the
surrogate
bathrooms
family.
first, right?
I feel
Get
we're
down deep enough, what?
complicated.
If you get down deep
We've
enough, they have like a surrogate family with like a dummy that will hug you.
Look, honestly, it would take longer to check you out and then back in. So can you just have sex with this pillow?
Marry this mannequin. No, really, it's company policy.
The counselor has a little tiny fantasy town deep underground with a bunch of robots in it, and they'll just put you in fantasy town for a few days to live a normal life, and then
Hello.
after you do that, they bring you back out and they're like, okay, bud, back to work.
Hello, I love you. Please get back to work.
Are you bringing home the bacon?
Papa, please work harder. I love you.
Oh, dude.
Exactly.
Okay, that's so creepy.
I want a Game Boy. Purchase
Please.
a Game Boy for
Please
me.
purchase a Nova Dynamics 7.9 Snow Leopard.
Go Eagle.
Sponsored by Jim Davis and Garfield Co. For me, father, please.
Beautiful.
So, what happened? Just out of curiosity, what happens when you get all the way stressed out?
You get
You are retired, aren't you? Or wait, no, you get trauma.
Once you get
Yeah.
4 traumas, you're
Oh.
retired.
Oh shit!
Mhm.
Yeah.
Stress
And
bad.
traumas are permanent.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
a game about having feelings, not really taking damage.
Okay.
That's why it's good.
That's why it's terrible. The future's a nightmare because of the feelings.
So I say we head to the bathrooms, right? That's where we said we would be. Let's go
Yep.
there.
Especially
our
if they're like
little
within sight of the security checkpoint, like
Yeah.
walking down
Why
the
does
hall.
this game have a dystopian edge? Because stress is the main damage mechanic in this game.
Are you doing an afterthought? Fear not death.
That's why we all enjoy
Fear
Purple
PTSD.
Chew. Purple
Yeah.
Chew.
I
It makes
love
everything
Purple Chew.
better. Slightly.
Yeah, so one of the traumas
Weird.
is soft, which would track with Purple Chew overuse.
I love Purple Chew.
You just don't really want to do violence anymore because you too much Purple Chew.
No, it's about how it's a sex maker worser.
That was not proven.
Hey, isn't that called my ex-wife?
That's slander. Okay, Purple Chew's lawyers are gonna come after you.
But they
Look,
did hire the bassist from The Edge to do promotion. The bassist from U2, whose name is The Edge, burnt that one to do promotion.
Yeah, but it's the
You're gonna need
feature,
to
so it's
spend a
the
load
edge
on that
too.
one.
All right, so you're in the research facility. What do you do? What do y'all do? Smash it. Wait, actually, no. Fuck you, smash and grab team. I'm cutting back to the other team. Other team. All right, so you printed out a phone, and
Swapped it with
also
the
you
fake
swapped
phone.
it with a fake to put into the incinerator. So it's like you're like, here, check out the new model. Here's all the features of 7.9. Okay, now you
it
can't
takes
keep
pictures
this
in
yet.
portrait mode.
Goodbye. Wink, wink. And now you've
Yeah, and I tossed the fake one into the chainsaw rat box.
yes.
We
The little graphic pops up on the little screen with the chainsaw in the mouth.
both sing the song. We all know the jingle.
Chainsaw rat box, chainsaw rat box, shredding up the phones and turning into component parts for reprinting of a new.
So we cut back to
component
them.
device.
They're fighting a guy. We cut back to this. We're finally done with the song.
Yeah.
We go along. Yeah. So I should find the rest of my work crew. Thank you for the diversion, colleague.
Why?
I love
Well,
you.
first of all, I am in a different social class than you, my good construction worker. I am white collar.
Golly.
Whoa.
Blue collar.
Is the OS on the phone the one?
Yeah,
that
the OS
would be
is on the
like,
phone.
Yeah, so it's you have a phone with the testing OS on it.
And also
okay,
with
and that's what we
Grubhub.
want.
Space Grubhub,
That's
but
easy.
it only sells bugs.
We don't
Um,
even
That's what
need
we
to
agreed
do
the name of the app
anything.
was.
But now you got to get the phone out of there, and
Why, Brett? Wait, that's my name. What was Punch's real name?
uh,
Punch
Wobbly.
is somewhere
Raph?
else.
but
Raph.
also,
Hey,
yeah, like just because you've
On.
gotten this phone with the testing OS on it, first of all, you could get more OS materials than just one phone with a testing OS on it if you want to.
We could get like the
more
source
money.
code, right?
Yeah, you could like actually try to take more.
Let us locate the original
significant
punch
data.
cards.
Yeah, the punch cards.
Yes, we are stealing a box. We are going to steal a card of punch cards, and that is how this story will go about the far future. I, a sentient robot, will steal punch cards.
No, but yeah, there's that NFT that they're planning to release also.
Oh yeah, I
when
heard about
7.9
that one.
comes out. Y'all could steal that. That's gonna be really valuable.
Yeah, especially the JPEG of Jim Davis the 15th holding up the first iPhone with normal Garphone, sorry,
Yeah,
with like a
unfortunately-
chrome shimmering banner around the edges.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
need,
heard one of those sold for 17.3 billion Neo coins.
Yeah, unfortunately, only like 3 people in the entire system have like a power plant big enough to actually access it, but like it's super valuable to have in the first place.
What they've done is, in lieu of that, they've made a small metal token that symbolizes the ownership, the right of ownership in the
of
NFT.
one Neo coin. Yeah.
So yeah,
and like on the back of it is like the URL of the
so you can type that in.
So
you
yeah,
just gotta
OS
type that in.
manually,
It links to the
I
thing.
just want to reiterate that first of all, you've only fooled the people immediately around you with your little duplication ruse. Like you haven't aroused suspicion with your activities, but getting the device out is going to prove hard because like there's many scanners around the facility and like all the security drones and stuff that are specifically looking for this kind of shit. Also, to make sure it doesn't leave the facility for any reason. Also, again, there's other OS materials that you could get to have a more complete package for your buyer than just one beta phone with the beta OS on it.
Okay. So I got a question. When I envision Sid, I'm just seeing like a big like walking vending machine. Is that accurate?
I'm going to say big, clunky, friendly. Like it's a customer service bot. So the idea would be like, it's not like sleek or sexy because it doesn't want to be imposing or seem dangerous. He is, but he's kind of a clump, but like not a like rectangular, but sort of more of a, again, like an iPhone, but like a very, let's say, what's his name from the big fluffy marshmallow robot? Let's say he got a lap band. It's sort of like that, and like more visible hinges.
Yes, Big Hero 6 from the hit film Big Hero 6.
There we go. But yeah, less squishy, more hard plastic, more like a like old Apple exterior kind of feel.
Okay, so it's like the kind of off-white plastic too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there's like seams,
like
but
an
there aren't the
eggshell
seams
or
where
more
the
of an
doors are.
oyster.
So what are y'all doing, OS team?
Teeth, I see you are eyeing my chassis. Please explain.
Could we?
No, move on. What are you doing?
Could we maybe hide the phone inside of Sid?
Yes, it fits right here in the slot that I put the original in. And I am rated as a Faraday cage, but not to full spec because I am, well, a robot.
Okay.
I die.
I must warn you, I am not a metagamer character.
Okay, think about what you're doing, OS team. Get your shit together. I'm cutting back to the other team. It seems like y'all may have come up with a plan. What's your plan?
All right.
Lab extraction team. What's up?
So Punch has of course brought their small Heathcliff themed Urbot with them, right? That they have picked up upon coming planetside and working a couple of odd jobs, and they are setting it up with a few, alarms and quirky behaviors. They downloaded maybe a sketchy emote pack that they're rigging up to clocks to deploy, and they are preparing to create the diversion, which we will use to get the things. Also, I'm marking the Urbot.
What exactly is the diversion? An explosion?
No. It's like a Haro,
Oh.
Unacceptable. It does not accept. If there is a door, it will unlock it. Except it's just kind of gonna do some dancey moves.
So it's just an angry robot going around making trouble everywhere, hacking things.
Causing some trouble. Trying to open doors, doing the moonwalk or whatever is cool with the space kids.
Phone. It's the original alley phone.
Just terrible. The voice.
But how are y'all slapping this robot together exactly?
I mean, everybody's got an Urbot, These are common. They're like
microwave.
I mean, not everyone has an Urbot, but yes, you can get one at Space Borders.
Okay.
Okay. Microwave's got a small drone. All right. Okay.
These are common.
So yeah, Microwave, you have a Haro. And what color is it?
It's definitely pink.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
That's the same color as the no-brain interface.
It looks like this, if you haven't seen a Haro before. So you got a Haro, and it just starts bouncing around angrily, yelling at everyone, going, "Damn it!" Exactly, and hacking random doors and shit.
Absolutely.
It is 4:18:69 p.m. Universal Space Time.
I am going to raise the security clock by 1. But people in the R&D lab start running around going, catch that damn robot. It's hacking everything. What the hell? Who let that in here?
Yeah, gosh darn robot.
So you've created quite the commotion.
Call us Pixar.
Now that you've created some distraction,
we're looking for QA rooms, places where they've got probably functioning prototypes that are, a few steps short of market.
Okay, you see 2 of the labs look like promising in that regard in terms of having like finished prototypes.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go. I think we're all gonna pile in together as like a team of 4.
All right, so you're just gonna rush one of the labs when its door opens.
Yeah.
As like the robot just bounces down the hallway, opening each door.
Yeah, we're gonna let it. It's gone. We're not affiliated with that robot. We don't know him. We didn't show up with him.
And then another door, and security and lab professional. What the? Freaking out. Yeah, so there's 2 labs that don't have the extremely elaborate airlocks. They just have like a simpler barrier, and those are the ones that usually store the finished prototypes because they don't need to be as clean. And so you figure just pick one of those and rush into it while there's some confusion. Also, Sid, don't forget to let me know when that Bobby BX Bobby hack.
It is currently 4:19:69 Universal Space Time.
It's close.
So close.
So close.
All right. Are we through the door, or do we cut to the other team?
I guess we go through the door swinging
into this lab. There's a couple of panicked laboratory assistants just kind of like running around, trying to put some prototypes away into like some storage containers that like get sealed and kind of like closed tightly, and then there's like a keypad on each one, and there's like shelves of these storage containers with these keypads sealed up, and they're trying to like quickly stuff them away because like there's an alarm going off, and this is what you do when the alarm goes off: you put everything You put the prototypes away.
The sector's compromised. We got to relocate the prototypes. Give them over to the security team.
The laboratory assistants are like, they'll be fine in here. We just need to get them back in the.
No, Punch shuts him down.
Sid,
Yells
what's
over
the
him.
name
Talks down.
of the head prototype development guy?
I just walk over and grab the thing, and I'm like, "Look, we're all following orders here. Deal with it."
This is security's ball now.
Yeah.
The laboratory assistants seem a little concerned, but they ultimately are just like, "All right, fucking security assholes."
All right, let's leave. Let's just walk out the door.
We have 4 things.
Are you each just gonna grab one prototype case? They're kind of medium size.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Sure.
Is there a cart? Can we push a cart?
Let's just see.
Yeah, is there a cart we can grab?
There's a cart.
I don't know.
Okay, let's stack them up on a cart. And
We throw what we can on a cart. We push.
And you guys set like the combos yourselves so that you actually know how to open them up.
Wait, let's have some agreement here. Al, do you want cart or no cart?
I'm
Lana?
fine with whatever.
Punch.
No cart.
Cart.
Lana.
I say we just walk with them.
Just walk?
Yeah.
All right. We'll walk then.
Because then that's like, why don't we just get everything? With the cart? And I don't think we can do that. That'll look weird.
All right, so y'all just grab some random prototypes and start trying to hustle back out of there as quickly as possible in the chaos.
Yeah.
Trying to look important. Hold clipboards too.
Douglas, Teeth, Sid, have you figured out what you're doing?
Now, I don't know jack shit about software development, but I do know that if you type git clone, it'll clone the entire source repo. All right. Now, Janus knows a lot more about this than me, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have just been taking Purple Chew and LSD for 2 straight weeks. And once every day, I just plug into the computers, and so I'm at the top 5%. I can't do this for much longer.
By the way, the LSD is not provided by the company, unlike the Purple Chew. It's just widely distributed amongst employees. There's a couple of them that sell it in the facility.
Guys, I have no idea what the fuck microdosing is. I just take a couple of the tablets at once.
That's dosing.
Yeah, I don't think I'm microdosing. I don't even think I'm just dosing. I think I'm macrodosing.
All right, what are you guys doing?
I said hello to a unicorn the other day.
How many digits of pi am I displaying on my face?
What are you doing?
Anyways, so he has
grab a
typed
handful of
git
those
clone
on the way
into
out.
his vape pen and has started cloning it to just like an external storage device.
Well, if you want to get the source code, you can't get it from this room. You'll have to go a little further into the data storage area.
Well, we've also So we could do that. Would it also be possible if there's a ton of valuable information maybe in the QA area?
Yeah,
we've
I'm
heard
sure the
about?
QA isn't as highly secured as
Yeah.
like the source repos.
A list of problem items would indicate serious issues and flaws in the system, which may be valuable to our employer.
Yeah,
Capital
definitely.
idea,
You could access the QA logs relatively easily.
Guys, it's starting to hit. Let's do this QA shit real quick.
Basically,
That's an excellent idea.
you need to find like a supervisor for the coding block, like a lead coder, someone who's in charge of this stuff, because like an intern wouldn't have the correct access. But like there's a few of them hanging out around here, and there's offices. Teeth, flashback.
So as was mentioned before, Teeth's been having Doug here get into all sorts of embarrassing situations. One of them involved just like surreptitiously elbowing a dev lead just really hard in the head to pop out their contact lens. And then
That's a crime.
We
Like,
spent
I don't care
30 minutes trying to find that contact.
surreptitiously.
Surreptitiously.
You know, so we wouldn't notice. You just went, "Wow." Sure.
entirely accidentally.
Sorry, it was the
subtle.
blue
We love
shit.
it. No, it's okay.
Sorry, the purple
With
shit.
Doug, like, just
We knocked this guy's lights out so he
contact
doesn't
lens
notice.
and just being like, "Oh, well, I guess we couldn't find it. I guess we're just gonna have that."
Yeah, it's in
so
Douglas's pocket.
along with similar things.
Anyway, don't go to sleep for 6 to 8 hours.
So maybe we already have the credentials to access the QA lab without having to find someone.
Yeah. You had for I'll just make you spend 1 stress for that. You can have the contact lens of a
supervisor with credentials.
Which, as we know, is the
Fantastic.
exact thing that you need.
Exactly.
If you're, it's not that like you're like trying to copy their retina or something like that. It's that if you're a supervisor, you have to put in these special contacts as part of the job. It's very annoying.
Sometimes they make you replace your whole eye. It's a hassle.
Yeah, that's if you get
Thank
higher up. In the
Goodness, you can
company.
get a new eye every like 5 minutes. Some people are just false eye addicts in the
Just
far future.
Pop it out, pop a new one back in.
Look, they've got these printers at the high level labs. You know, they can just
Just a
print
bunch
out
of
all
guys
kinds of
sitting
crazy
in
shit.
booths in the food
And
court, printing up
They're
eyes.
just back
wearing
and
fur
forth all
coats.
day. Hey, I just uploaded an updated eye, dude. Oh shit, I'm gonna print it out.
Unfortunately, a lot of them, like, they just don't fit right. So you get people like just tripping, like, "Oh no, my eye fell out."
Yeah, that's why it wasn't such like a crazy occurrence that Douglas elbowed that supervisor.
The
This
fitting
is also
isn't
why you didn't
great.
want to try to climb the ranks at all while you were here.
Yeah.
Off
You know-
the shelf eyes just don't always, pop in as just like just right. It's better to get them bespoke,
Yeah.
like custom.
Anyways, long story short, Douglas unwraps one of the space alleys and just holds the pilfered contact lens against one of the doors.
Okay. Yeah. So you get into like a room where a couple of people are like accessing the QA servers with some devices and like downloading basically problem versions of the OS to like work on, and then they go back out and do work. And as you pile in there, like they all kind of nod. Like there's several senior developers milling. I mean, there's like 1,000 like people that work in this building total or something crazy. Like it's there's 3 developers wandering in is not the most unusual occurrence.
Wait, are we still dressed like construction workers though, Sid and
Oh yeah, you two
Steve?
are. Yeah. So actually no, so the developers kind of look at you two like, "Huh. What's this about?"
All clear. We got construction work. Y'all might want to just take 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe see a virtual children.
One of the developers is like, "Oh, okay, let me just lock down the QA servers real quick," and heads over to a terminal.
It's all good. I was gonna do some work while I was supervising them.
Well, but we shouldn't have these construction workers in here and have these.
Actually,
access.
gonna need you folks to not touch anything. We got an electrical leak in the area. We're trying to resolve it. Gonna need you to just leave everything alone so we can do something about this.
Give me a command roll, T.
Sway or command? Can I use sway?
Sure, I'll let it slide.
I'll allow it.
It's really more of a command.
But what if I'm doing it charmingly?
Hey, now we wouldn't want you to get electrocuted while trying to lock down these computer doors.
Careful, friends. There are electrons all over this room.
Oh no.
Oh no. That's a 1 in a 1, watchers.
That is a 1 in a 1. That's not good.
So the lead developer that has been questioning you, by the way, Douglas, you recognize him. You worked with him a couple of times. His name is Karl Marx, but it's spelled Marks.
And with a C.
Carl is
Carl's Junior Marks.
He's looking at you like he doesn't trust you, and he like pops his space phone out, and he's like, can someone confirm if construction needs to be done in the QA lab?
His phone begins to ring because, as you can tell from the small blinking light on Sid's chest, just coming through the translucent plastic, the time has in fact reached 4:20:69, and the entire customer service infrastructure has collapsed, throwing everybody crying about every dumb problem.
Yeah, suddenly people all over the building. Now, this doesn't affect necessarily like security as much, but the regular employees all over the building are suddenly panicking because all these devices are ringing with angry customers trying to reach someone. And it's supposed to go through like 7 layers of AI bullshit first before you can ever get to a real human. It's like almost impossible to ring through to a real human normally. But
it takes years under normal circumstances.
You guys are like, see, we told you.
So Bobby BXDX Bobby just starts shutting the whole system down. People are freaking out all over the building. It's a panic. It's a mess. Yeah, let's cut back to the smash and grab team.
Right.
So y'all have armloads full of, each of you has one of these prototype cases, and you're taking off. Are you just heading back out of the research area or what?
Taking a quick glance around, there's only one exit, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple of exits.
What do we got?
They just all lead back out to like the further facility. But the point is, there's like 3 exits total or something. There's not just one. Because fire safety.
Can we go back to the mess hall and change back into our construction worker things and load all our stuff up in our bags?
Maybe.
That seems like a good plan, but that does necessitate that we go back through familiar territory, which.
Well, there's
Let's
a small.
go back the way we came.
In the research area, there's like a small mess hall. There's bathrooms. There is stuff here, and everybody's running around panicked in here right now.
All right.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, we should just leave and get lost in the chaos.
Yeah, we should just walk out like we
All
own
right.
the place.
So as you get to the
hope.
door, there's a couple of security guards there, and they stop you and they go, "What are you doing with those prototypes?"
Relocating them.
There's no way those should be leaving the lab.
Oh shit!
Oh no, absolutely they should be.
Order from the
Can I have a flashback right
bring
now?
these to his office.
Oh, we called a flashback, baby.
Flashback. Wait. Yeah.
Lana?
All right.
Oh wait.
Okay. Little sick bay chemistry we're gonna do here. While back during downtime, I want to have created a few incredibly noxious stink bombs that kind of like start going on impact. Like it's kind of like a thick gel that steams up when it explodes.
Ooh, God, we've gone from stink bomb to turd bomb.
And we thought that, and you guys are like, oh no, the double-decker toilet's too far, Paul. And now we're swapping around.
You got some stink bombs. You could spend a stress on that.
Excellent.
Are you deploying those?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit one of these guys right in the face with one.
Well, you know what? Anton, check.
Just straight up aggression.
Anton's napalm.
All right, Al, did you have something you wanted to do? You look like you had an action, maybe.
I mean, like, if they're gonna do that, I don't have anything.
Well, what did you?
I'm sorry.
You had the stink bombs. What did you want to do, Al?
I was just gonna roll a command roll and fucking say,
let's try
there's
that
people
first.
back there fucking stealing the prototypes right now. That's why we have these.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay, yeah, roll command for that.
Yeah.
Let's try the command, and if that fails, stink bombs.
Yeah, I'll just keep the
Pocket
stink bomb
bomb.
chambered.
But where are those thieves?
Keep 3 in the stink bomb thrower.
Like
Yeah,
one hand
like,
in your pocket is just like pulling the pin out slowly on the
What'd you
grenade.
roll, Al?
I mean, sometimes in
I
the morning
rolled
you wake up with 3 or 4
3d6
stink
because I had
bombs.
3 points in that.
Yeah.
And I got a 6, a 5, and a 4.
Nice.
Whoa!
Okay, so the security guards are like, damn, maybe we need to grab some. And they've let you through.
Yeah, it's all hands on deck. Go get it.
And then Al's like, watch out for that pink Heathcliff. It'll hack you.
Why don't you guys have a cod? You could be carrying more of them.
No, this was a way better plan.
You also, you specialized in command in particular as one of your things, so
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 2 options, and this one is way better.
listen,
I mean,
when a
if the
skeleton
skeleton showed
gives
up
you an
before
order,
we
you
knew
just
shit.
take it.
Don't forget
We're
the
through the
skeleton
door, right?
I keep
is
forgetting
8
I'm a
feet
skeleton.
tall, 4 feet wide, made of nothing but bone muscle.
And then he yelled at me, and I did what he said.
Would you disobey a skeleton?
So we're through the door, right? Is this door like lockable from the outside? Can I?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna throw a stink bomb like way into the room, far as I can get it.
Chekhov's stink
Oh,
bomb lasted half of
I'm
a
behind
scene.
you.
Please,
All right.
well.
That just adds to the general chaos that's starting to go on around here. Security in general is starting to get more alert. It appears they may be getting closer to some kind of conclusion. But speaking of conclusions, we're at the 2-hour mark, and I think this is as good a place as any to consider wrapping up shortly and continuing the adventure from here next time as we try to escape with all of the ill-gotten gains in the chaos.
Okay.
Does that sound good to everybody?
I'm
Yeah, I'm
cliffhanger.
feeling it.
All right. We're gonna have our
Nice,
cliffhanger
but yeah,
for this week.
sounds fun to me.
Is things have turned to total chaos. You've got some loot, and you need to get out of here, and not just out of here, but probably out of the area safely. So we will resume on that next time. Thanks for watching Rollin' In It. We are people. Bye.
Person.
Absolute
Right.